So, welcome back to the Canada Specialist Program series. My pleasure to welcome back Claudia to the series. It's been a little while since we saw Claudia, and we are also continuing with the wildlife theme, which, of course, we all love when we're talking about Canada. So, Claudia, welcome back, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Charlie, and thank you so much, team, for being here and allowing me to talk a little bit about Prince of Wales and what we do here in BC. So let me get right into it. So we are a whale watching company focused on ethical and sustainable tourism based in British Columbia. We have three wonderful locations. Our Vancouver location, our Victoria location, our Telegraph Cove location are all in BC. We depart from really central areas in our city. So from Vancouver, we depart from Granville Island, which is very, very central, and it's about half an hour, 40-minute drive from the airport. So that's a perfect addition for folks that are traveling to BC and then relocating to other zones of BC to just come and fit in a quick whale watching trip. If not, we're located right downtown in Victoria, BC, right in front of the Empress Hotel, if you're familiar with that. And Telegraph Cove is located on the north coast of Vancouver Island, which is a fantastic area, just really famous for wildlife there. We have the largest whale watching fleet of any company in British Columbia. We are lucky to have a fleet of 10 Zodiacs, which are distributed across locations. The Zodiacs are a little bit more an adventurous ride. They hold up to 12 passengers and they're completely open air. We run tours that are about 30 hours in them. We have three beautiful Cellar Sea catamarans. Those are completely enclosed inside. They're completely heated, and then they have outdoors viewing elevations, and they hold up to 95 passengers. We have two of these vessels in Vancouver and one of these vessels departing daily from Victoria. And then we run our Ocean Magic cruisers. Those are kind of a blend of both styles of vessels. And they hold up to 74 passengers, so still we can provide lots of availability with this type of vessel, and we run it in Telegraph Cove, and we have a spare one in which we run private parties or events. And these are kind of our tours. So as I mentioned, we run our Zodiac whale watching tours out of Victoria and out of Telegraph Cove. They're about 30 hours long. Our half-day whale watching trips depart from Victoria and Vancouver. Those are a little bit longer trips. They go from 4 to 5 hours, and they'll stop for pretty much anything. They'll see whales, they'll see seals, they stop for eagles and bird watching. So it's a very complete experience, I would say. Our sunset whale watching trip is also really, really popular because it's a little bit shorter, a little bit cheaper, and it starts by whale watching, and then the boat comes back as you're watching the sunset go down in one of our cities. And our half-day whale watching with the cruiser only happens in Telegraph Cove. Again, a little bit of a shorter experience, but there's tons of opportunity to see wildlife up in the north of Vancouver Island, and that's why the experience is a little bit shorter. We also offer private tours with all of our vessels. Our most popular options are chartering out the Zodiac vessels, so for larger families or small groups traveling together, but we can also charter and do commission whale charters with our larger vessel. So we can have up to 95 passengers on one vessel, or we can charter multiple vessels at a time, which is definitely an option if you're planning for a larger event or a conference. We also have an ancillary product, Sea Vancouver Waterfront Sightseeing, which is based in Vancouver, and that is just meant for folks that don't spend too much time in Vancouver, but still want to get out on the water and experience a little bit of the wildlife. But I'll talk about that later. I just wanted to show you what our Vancouver sunset whale watching trip looks like. So I'm just going to play a little video. Yeah, so as you can kind of see in the video, we are really targeting families because our catamarans are really so accessible. We can actually provide very inclusive experiences. We can have children of any age, elderly folks, folks with any type of disability, and we can accommodate different types of people as well, so that we can ensure that our experiences are as accessible as possible. But I want to move on to our tour inclusions because I think they're so important and I just love some of these. So we offer a whale sighting guarantee, and the whale sighting guarantee is on every single tour and never expires. So if you join us on a whale watching trip on day one of your vacation and you don't see any whales, you can come back for free the day after, or at any other point in your vacation or in the future if you decide to come back to Canada. We also offer a free photo package, so we have photographers on board that take pictures of all the wildlife, all the sightseeing of you and your family, and they deliver those to you for free on your email. And you don't really even have to opt in. We just send them out to every single person that joins us on one of our catamarans tour. We also offer 8 digital language guides. We've developed them in a few different languages so they can be downloadable and completely free, so you can enjoy the experience even if you speak a language that's different in English. And we also have a lovely junior naturalist program, and is just kind of a booklet filled with activities that the kids can complete with some of our guides on board that educate them about the wildlife and our area. So this is kind of an example of how our free photo package looks like. This is what you'd be getting if you join a trip with us, and every single guest gets this. I want to touch base on our sustainability and inclusivity policies as well. We are very proud to be a climate positive company. So we offset 110% of our carbon emission and we invest them in organizations and projects here in British Columbia that support conservation and sustainability. We're a very proud member of 1% for the Planet, so we donate at least 1% of our sales annually to local conservation organizations. And we also recently became Rainbow Registry just because of our inclusivity policies, and so that recognizes our support for any community. We're also Biosphere certified, and I'm going to speak a little bit more about that because it's one of our key programs. It is a program that's united with the United Nations, and so it is in support of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And so through this program, we're able to kind of track our practices and track our progress and get audited based on our progress and what we're doing. And so this makes me really comfortable to the fact that if you're sending a guest our way, they're really experiencing an ethical and sustainable experience on the water with us. Another new addition to our tours is our zero waste tour. So now all of our tours are completely zero waste. Everything that's on our vessels is now compostable, it's non-packaged, and anything that is packaged could be recycled. So we have aluminum cans for some of our drink options. Every single thing is made locally and purchased locally. And so by allowing essentially this zero waste policy within our tours, we are furthering our sustainability commitment, and your guests can feel very comfortable about the sustainability of their experience with us. And this, of course, is everybody's favorite part, is the marine wildlife that we see in BC. This is just a snapshot, but there is so much more. We see humpback whales. Folks come here for killer whales, stellar sea lions. We also see California sea lions, bald eagles, a variety of birds, Pacific white-sided dolphins, porpoises, gray whales, minke whales, fin whales. I can go on forever. It's a really, really biodiverse area, and you'll be able to see definitely some whales and a lot of other cool things on one of our tours. But I'm going to move on because we have a couple of other products that can be tied into your guest experience with us. In Telegraph Cove, we also have North Island Kayak, which is our sister kayaking company. So if a guest is coming out to Telegraph Cove and joining us on a whale watching experience, we can package North Island Kayak with that to give them a little bit more to do while they're in the area. There is a very wide variety of tours that they can join depending on their itinerary and depending on their travels to Canada. And see Vancouver, that's kind of what I was mentioning earlier. It's our waterfront sightseeing company that does shorter tours between 90 minutes and 180 minutes that just go around Vancouver. They'll stop for smaller wildlife like eagles or seals or sea lions if we see them, but they're a shorter tour just made for folks that are not spending a lot of time in the city. Those are all commissionable as well, and they're very popular with people embarking on a cruise ship the day off or the day after. But yeah, this brings me to the end of my presentation. I would love to thank you again for listening and for joining me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Claudia. We love it. We love all the wildlife. And yes, I have done one of your tours in Victoria. I think Nate's done a couple as well. So thank you so much for that. I love the kayak tours as well. To do those multi-days. Those other options were really cool. Make sure you put
Mhm.
some of those details in the follow-up.